Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build
Hello,
a
class.
castle. Some
This
nights
is
I wish
Dick
they
Shriver's
just
Triad L
fall.
Sustainability Project.
But I still wake up, I still see your
For Dr. Huerta's Political Science class and Jennifer Simpson's Seminar class. Hey everyone! The first part of this project is going to be the sustainability as an islander. The first time I became a real islander was probably when I joined the fencing team.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Suck cues.
That's what fencing looks like, just in case you didn't know. But what I noticed was that I can attribute every part of fencing to every part of the Islander Pledge. Now, the Islander Pledge I have right here, and it goes like this. It is a privilege to be a member of the community of scholars at Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. As an Islander, I pledge to strive for personal and intellectual growth and excellence, which I showed by starting training for SWIFA, which is a fencing tournament. Demonstrate integrity and accountability, which was paying my dues on the club and becoming an advisor. Lead with courage and innovation. Now, I led a team to SWIFA as the team leader. Exhibit pride in my university and its tradition. We went to SWIFA 1 and 2 just like we always do. Embrace our unique identities and commit to a lifelong learning. And now that's my connections, my personal connections with the fencers and our classes together. Okay, so the next part of this project is going to be sustainability as an individual. The first thing that I had to do to make sure that I had a healthy living environment as an individual was get food stamps. The way you go about getting food stamps is by going to the Health and Human Services Center off of Flynn Parkway. I went in there, put in an application, and within the first day I got a call back. They set up an interview, and in the interview they do a casework study. And the best part is I had work study, which means that they will give you food stamps automatically. So if you have work study, I would suggest going to go get some. A big part about being an individual is everything that we're learning in class about political science. They're teaching us about how to be aware about our legal system and how to protect ourselves at home. Now, at Islander Village, where I live, we've had a little bit trouble with the community cop. He would come up and bother us every now and again about noise complaints and everything like that. But it got to the point where he would come if we had our TV up loud, or if one of us was playing loud music in our room, or if we just had a couple people over and he could hear us. Now get this. The main reason why he would come and bother us was because we were waking up his daughter, supposedly. But he's in a different building than us, and he has a couple walls between us. So we didn't really think that we were waking her up with our loud TV or loud music when pretty much everyone else does the same thing. So we decided to take action. Nowhere in our lease did it say anything about any quiet times or that he could barge into our apartment without knocking. So, as responsible college kids, we took action. We went to the person who owns the apartment complex and talked to her about it. She said, "Alright, well, we'll talk to the cop." He still persisted in bothering us, so we decided to take it into our own hands and start writing a petition to get him evicted. We talked to the owner of the apartment, and she said it was alright, and she gave him a heads up that it was happening. Well, he then released that he was leaving the apartment complex by the end of the month, without the petition being ever finished. So, college kids 1, community cop 0. So for sustainability in a community, I've chosen the 2 communities, Ogie's Hookah Bar back in San Antonio, which is where I used to work, and Apartment 136 here at Islander Village. You see, my boss was not just the owner of the hookah bar, he was also a paralegal down in the courthouse at San Antonio. He introduced me to a lot of the lawyers and judges that work there. It was pretty interesting, and I got to learn a lot about the laws and the regulations behind boating, politics, and even what cops can and can't do. Because of all this prior knowledge of laws and regulations, I was able to better integrate myself into 136. I was able to understand also the challenges of a discourse community and how to put myself in one. I plugged in what I used to do at Augie's Hookah Bar with the characteristics of a discourse community, and was successfully able to sustain myself here at 136 with all my prior and current knowledge. I was able to sustain myself as an Islander through the fencing team here at TAMUCC. I've plugged in the Islander pledge with everything I do with the TAMUCC fencing team. As an individual, I've learned how to find food stamps and find a job and to sustain myself individually at home. In a community, I've taken my prior knowledge that I learned from Ogie's Hookah Bar and used it here in apartment 136 to be able to communicate and to be able to sustain myself within a community. So I thank you for watching my project and sitting through this long, boring
Crush a bit, little bit, roll it up, take a hit, feeling lit, feeling like 2 a.m. summer night. I don't care, hand on